What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Liverpool-Brighton post-match reaction and analysis video. And what a massive 3 points by Liverpool in this title race, and it's vitally deserved and vitally important as well. Liverpool in total had 30 shots. It felt like a game that I was even at 2-1. I was a little bit disappointed because Liverpool could have scored 4-5 goals with the amount of chances that we had. We had 8 shots on target. Brighton only had 9 shots, and Salah on his own had more shots than the whole Brighton team put together. And yet Liverpool started the game in the most disastrous fashion, conceding after just 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes. It was lax defending, similarly to how we defended against Manchester United. And Brighton scored a brilliant goal through Danny Welbeck. Van Dijk fails to clear the ball. I think it got blocked, and then Danny Welbeck on the ricochet, on the rebound, he lashes one home into the almost top corner. Kelleher had absolutely no chance, but after that it was relentless pressure by Liverpool, and finally the pressure told when Diaz scored. A little bit of a fortunate goal because there was a clip in behind the Brighton defense and Diaz was in an offside position, but because a Brighton defender actually tries to clear the ball, he fails to clear it properly, the ball falls to Diaz, and because the defender makes a deliberate attempt at playing the ball, it's not offside because then it's a new situation, and Diaz lashed it home into the top corner, and Diaz actually scored another goal in the second half, which was ruled out on a thin marginal offside. And I don't really want to talk about the referee again, but we have to talk about David Cour and Paul Tierney, two of the most corrupt referees in the Premier League, because Darwin Núñez was pushed to the ground by Estupiñán and the referee didn't give a penalty for that. And you know, in normal circumstances I would say that's not a penalty or that would be a soft one, but Chelsea got a penalty for an even less amount of touch on Mykhailo Mudryk yesterday, and the referee and VAR gave that as a penalty. So how can McAllister get kicked in the chest by Jeremy Doku and that not being a penalty, but when Mudryk feels a touch on his shoulder, he collapses to the ground and it's a penalty to Chelsea? So this is why so many fans are absolutely fed up and disgusted by the referees, because you can find absolutely no consistency. You cannot referee like this in the Premier League. I'm sorry, you just absolutely cannot. It shouldn't be allowed. These referees need to get sacked, or they need to get their bank accounts checked, because there is no way they are this bad, this incompetent. They are just corrupt, in my opinion. They are getting paid off by, you know, the Man City owners. They invited some referees over, and since then the refereeing controversies have gone even more through the roof. It was pretty bad before that, but not on this level, that every weekend there are absolutely ridiculous, crazy decisions going one way or the other. Basically the referees can almost decide the game on their own in each and every game that they referee, and VAR as well. So in one game the bar for getting a penalty is this high, like you can't even see my hand, and in another game it's this high. And that's my problem. No consistency whatsoever with the referees. So just watch the incident in the Chelsea-Burnley game yesterday. Mudryk collapses after he feels a slight touch on his shoulder. Yes, the defender touches him, but he doesn't pull him down, whack him down. Darwin Núñez had more force on his shoulder or on his arm by the defender in this game, and the referee doesn't give a penalty. So either both of them are penalties or neither of them are penalties. You can't give one penalty and not the other. You can't, because it's basically the same incident. That's my problem, the inconsistency. The most important thing is Liverpool were well on top after we conceded, and Alexis McAllister was absolutely immense in midfield. He got some really nasty kicks, and what I absolutely found staggering is that even though Liverpool had more than three times as many shots, it was mostly Liverpool attacking in the game and Brighton defending, and Liverpool had something like 5, 6, 7 times the most most touches in the opposition's box than Brighton had. Yet Liverpool committed 20 fouls according to the referee and Brighton only 6. How can an attacking team who is attacking pretty much for the whole game commit 20 fouls and the other team 6? Like, tell me, if that's not biased refereeing, then I don't know what is. And Liverpool also had 8 corners, 8 shots on target, 4 big chances. Brighton had 0 big chances. The chance that they scored from wasn't really a big chance. Conor Bradley was also absolutely electric on the right wing. We are so lucky to have Conor Bradley in this period of Trent Alexander-Arnold being injured. And tell me why there are no like big newspapers, big journalists or big like TV pundits highlighting the fact that Liverpool have almost a whole starting 11 out injured and yet we are top of the league. How can they not highlight Jurgen Klopp's absolute genius? Because we have Trent Alexander-Arnold missing, Konate missing, Alisson missing. We have Jota missing, one of our best finishers. Yes, probably the midfield is our best midfield on form, Szoboszlai, Endo and McAllister. But the defense, we had 20-year-old youth academy player Kwanzaa and Conor Bradley, another youth academy player, starting. And Kelleher is also a young goalkeeper who is, maturing and growing, and he made some really, really crucial saves. But the Brighton keeper made so many saves. And let's talk about Mo Salah, because Salah was absolutely immense. He had 12 shots in total. One player, Mo Salah, had 12 shots. Absolutely insane, because Brighton, the whole team, had 9 shots. And Mo Salah had on his own 1.5 xG, more xG than the whole Brighton team. He had 3 block shots, 9 shots in total. The disappointing thing for Salah is just 4 of his shots went on target. The others were off target. He missed 2 big chances, but he still scored the winning goal after an absolutely brilliant build-up play. Szoboszlai bombs down the right wing and he's slowly getting back into form. And he whips in a low cross on the ground onto the edge of the box, in the middle of the edge of the box to, I think it was Alexis McAllister. And because the ball is hit so hardly, so accurate, McAllister just needs to take one touch, he kills the ball dead, he slips in Mo Salah, who is in acres of space in the box because the defender was going out to McAllister to try and block his shot. Instead, McAllister chose to pass, and what a brilliant assist. Salah takes it down and slots it home into the far corner. And I mean, if Salah was a little bit better in his finishing, he could have scored 4 or 5 goals today, honestly. I mean, he had 9 shots that weren't blocked. 9. Just imagine one player having this many shots. And Salah wasn't selfish. He was shooting from very, very good opportunities inside the box. Verbruggen, the Brighton goalkeeper, had a terrific game. He made 6 saves, and the goals that he conceded, he couldn't really do anything about that. Luis Diaz was back to his electric backs. Darwin Núñez also had a pretty good game. Szoboszlai, Endo were great as well. Endo marshaled the defense really, really well. And Kwanzaa, I mean, I didn't know that this guy was this fast. There was a pass from the midfield through the corner flag towards the corner flag, and Adingra was in a straight foot race with Kwanzaa, and Adingra was running in a straight line, and Kwanzaa had to come from this angle, and yet Kwanzaa gets to the ball first. I was absolutely amazed at that. I'm sure there are clips of that on Twitter. Kwanzaa had so much pace that I was actually shocked and surprised by that. And Conor Bradley also was absolutely immense, absolutely electric on the right hand side. He played like a right winger sometimes. He even had 2 shots which he should have done better with a little bit. 6 dribbles, 4 successful of that. He won also 5 of his 6 tackles, so 83% tackle success rate, 3 interceptions, 7 recoveries, 1 headed clearance, 2 clearances in total. And he also won 11 ground duels out of 16, which is really, really immense. Joe Gomez was ever so reliable, just as expected. He is just absolutely a safe pair of hands, and it's amazing that Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, our best fullbacks, are out injured for a lot of the season. Robertson is now injured again after another injury suffered on Scotland international duty. And yet we have Conor Bradley and Joe Gomez playing in the form of their lives. And Liverpool don't really miss Trent and Robertson in terms of the Liverpool's overall quality didn't drop that much. So it's absolutely a mess what Liverpool are doing this season with so many injured players. I mean, we missed Thiago throughout the whole season pretty much with injuries. So we have Alisson, Curtis Jones, Andy Robertson, Ben Doak, Jota, Joel Matip, Stefan Bajcetic, Thiago and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So 9 players injured from the Liverpool squad that usually Liverpool can choose from, and Jurgen Klopp usually picks these players, except maybe Ben Doak, but Ben Doak also played quite a lot of games in the Europa League and sometimes in the Premier League. But Curtis Jones was a starter before he got injured, Andy Robertson, Alisson, Trent, and you could argue that Diogo Jota could be a starter as well. So 4 or 5 starters are missing from Liverpool, and yet we are top of the Premier League. And I want Arsenal to get something from the Man City game. At the time of recording, it's 0-0 in that game, not many chances, and Liverpool have, you know, the easiest fixtures out of our title rivals. But the next game against Sheffield United, that must be a win, and then we go to Man United in the Premier League. That's one of the toughest games left. But if Liverpool learn their lesson from the Man United game that we played there in the FA Cup, that could serve us well. We have to kill Man United off when we had the chance. And the one thing I didn't like about this game today is that the fact that Liverpool didn't take their chances. We had so many. We had 30 shots. You need to score 4 or 5 goals if you have 30 shots, even against a team like Brighton. But Brighton has been Liverpool's bogey side. We haven't won at Anfield in the Premier League against Brighton for 3 games in a row before this one. We drew 2 games and we lost one in behind closed doors during the COVID era of Premier League. I think in the past 4 or 5 games Brighton have always avoided defeat against Liverpool before this one, so this was absolutely vital, and I'm overly happy with the 2-1 victory. I just feel that in other games, if Liverpool don't take their chances, we might get punished, like we were punished against Man United in the FA Cup. So hopefully Liverpool can score more of their chances. And now I'm off to watch the Man City Arsenal game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good night.